Wisdom shines in talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. My comments bring this profound wisdom into your experience. I'm Richard. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is Talk 208. Ramana Maharshi. It is enough that one surrenders oneself. Surrender is to give oneself up to the original cause of one's being. Do not delude yourself by imagining such source to be some God outside you. One's source is within yourself. Give yourself up to it. That means that you should seek the source and merge in it. Because you imagine to be out of it, you raise the question, where is the source? Some contend that the sugar cannot taste its own sweetness, and that a taster must taste and enjoy it. Similarly, an individual cannot be the supreme and enjoy the bliss of that state. Therefore, the individuality must be maintained on the one hand and the Godhead on the other, so that enjoyment may result. Is God insentient like sugar? How can one surrender oneself yet retain one's individuality for supreme enjoyment? Furthermore, they say also that the soul, reaching the divine region and remaining there, serves the Supreme Being. Can the sound of the word service deceive the Lord? Does he not know? Is he waiting for these people's service? Would not he, the pure consciousness, ask in turn, who are you, apart from me, that presume to serve me? This talk deals with surrender and the nature of the individual self in relation to the Supreme. Ramana talks about surrender and the essence of surrender, describing surrender as giving yourself up to the original cause of your being. Surrender is not to an external God, but rather to the source that is within yourself. The idea is to seek and merge with this internal source, rather than deluding yourself by imagining an external entity. The questioning of this source rises because of the sense of separation from it, really just an illusion of separation. This idea of separation is at the base of the ego idea, the idea of existing as a separate person set off against the world. This idea can be uprooted either by self-inquiry, when you find that the individual I never was real, or with surrender, when you give up to the higher power your sense of mine, I, or mine, both gone. Ramana then talks about the notion that one cannot taste their own sweetness, that a subject and object is required, the taster and the taste. This is used to say that duality must be preserved to feel the bliss of being. Ramana says that the seeker, though, by surrendering and merging with the source within themselves, can experience the bliss of the Supreme directly. They can taste the sweetest bliss directly from within their own self. Ramana really challenges the idea of maintaining individuality after surrender in order to enjoy it. The dialogue also addresses the idea that the soul, upon reaching the divine region, serves the Supreme Being. Ramana questions the concept of service to the divine, emphasizing that the pure consciousness, God, is not waiting for such service. As there is no difference, there is no one to be served and no one to serve. He challenges the idea that the Lord requires service and asks for reflection on the nature of the pure consciousness. I feel so long as there is somebody remaining to serve, then service is appropriate. Ramana's life demonstrates that even after there is no longer anyone separate to serve, service is still appropriate. Ramana's teaching here is that surrender is merging with the internal source, recognizing and being the God within. Ramana questions traditional notions of service to the Supreme and that the Supreme is external. Ramana encourages us to go beyond externalized concepts and realize the inherent divinity within ourselves. In this dialogue, Ramana speaks to the transformative power of surrender in the journey to self-realization, and that the individual self and the Supreme are not two, but the absolute self, no difference. So inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. These videos help bring Ramana Maharshi's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe now